Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Madaboutoz. So today we're doing a bit of a impromptu video. I didn't really intend doing it. It's not going to be a huge video, but I hope you enjoy it. We're going to head north to a place called Shepparton, which is about 3 hours north of Melbourne. We're going up there just overnight because Henry's got a soccer match, so we're all going to go up and watch that, but we're going to stay the night and make a bit of a trip of it. So we'll travel north, and we're going to stop at a place called Seymour as well, which is pretty a nice little small town, country town, and there's a lot of memorials there for the Vietnam War, so we're going to have a look at that and see how we go. So let's hit the road. The chimney is packed, the family are on board. It's time to head to Shepparton. Okay, so we are on the way to Shepparton. Trip time is about 3 hours, travelling 270 kilometres, and with a break we should arrive into Shepparton around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So we are stopping at a place called Seymour, which is famous for the Vietnam War Memorial there. So there are 106 glass panels, and there's the names of 60,000 soldiers who served in the Vietnam War, and 524 of those who lost their lives. So it'll be very interesting to see. And there's also a big Huey helicopter there and other pieces of equipment that was used in the Vietnam War. So I will come back to you nearer the time and we'll have a look around Seymour. Hey, welcome to Seymour. It is 20 past 2 and we have made it here in one piece. The roads are a bit hectic, lots of people driving like idiots, but we have made it here, and this is the Vietnam War Memorial. This is Seymour. It's just a small country town. Got the usual sort of things that you find in small Victorian country towns, such as a pub. Always seems to be called the Royal, but it's got a pub. But this is what we've come to see now. It is the big Huey on a pole. So we're going to have a quick squiz at that. So it's pretty big when you're underneath it. You can see the RAAF logo on the back, Royal Australian Air Force. And the number on the back is A2278. So it's supported by this big pole. I'm guessing they've taken all of the motor and everything out to make it lighter, but it's still a pretty impressive sight. Let's go and have a look and see a little bit more about it. So it's a Bell UH-1 Huey helicopter, weighs 2.2 tonnes, length of 12.7 metres and a height of 4.42 metres. So it was used pretty much just in the Vietnam War. And now one of them has ended up here, which is pretty smart. Over here we've got the Vietnam Veterans Commemorative Walk, which we're going to have a look at in a second. So as you can see, there's all glass panels there, and you'll see the all of the names of the people that fought in the Vietnam War there, which is pretty good. And the as I mentioned earlier, there's bits of equipment. So it'll be pretty emotional for some people to come here and see the names of their relatives. But they'd also be very proud, I imagine. So we'll go and have a look at the memorial now. This is a nice monument at the beginning of the walk. And this building over here is a replica of a famous stage that was they built in Vietnam to perform a concert. If you come around here, you'll see that's the original. And that's the people all attending the concert. This was back in 1967. Everywhere you look, there's information on different things, which is all good. Different battles. Battle of Long Tang, 1966. The Battle of Coral Balmoral, again 1968. And over here we see one of the first pieces of equipment. So let's go have a bit of a look at that. There's no information on what this is. Oh, hold on, what is this? No, that's not the information, but it's some sort of artillery gun, as you can see. It was obviously tarboard during its day, most of them were. And there's all the mechanisms that you'd use to shoot the thing. Looks like it could do a lot of damage. Over here we've got our first tank. So I'm going to have a look at that one, see if there's any information there and tells us a bit more about it. So as you're walking along, you've got to keep your eyes out, because you look down and you see all of the little plaques to people who've served. You've got to look everywhere you go, because there's all information on them, and gives you a bit of a further information as to who served and what they did. Here's the information. It's a Centurion tank. It says Australia received their first one in 1951, and then they were upgraded before deployment to Vietnam. So there's a photo of it, and this is it up close. Pretty big. Big turret on it. Spare wheels for the tracks. And obviously access through the hatches on the top. I don't know when this one was last used. It looks like it hasn't been used for a while, before it was decommissioned and put here. The storage box, I'm guessing, on the back. But pretty good to see up nice and close. It's not often you get up close to a tank of this size, or a tank at all for that matter. So on this rock, as you're walking down to the actual memorial walk, there's a thing that says about the tribute to families and how they'd like to acknowledge the sacrifices of their families and friends and say thank you for the love and support both during the Vietnam War and often the difficult years that followed, because a lot of these fellas, when they came home, they had struggles and struggled to get back into everyday life after everything they'd been through. So that was a little tribute to them. Over here you can see the cross with all the poppies on it, which have been left. The long tan cross and the original cross were constructed by Barry McAvenue. So all these poppies left by people who have lost their loved ones. This is Warrant Officer Class 2 Kevin Arthur Wheatley, and there's a bit of a story here, but basically he could have left a mate behind who was involved in a battle. He was the last one, and he decided to, rather than save himself, he decided to stay with his mate, and unfortunately they both died. But very, very brave man, and I'm sure there's lots of stories like that, but it's pretty touching when you see it. All pretty young, heading off. This is an armoured personnel carrier, and obviously this has a smaller gun on the top, but was used to move people around. Don't know what year this one's from, but they're issued to the Australian Forces in March 1965. So, and the last one left Vietnam in May 1972. So would have had a lot of those out there, but it's very, when you see all of these stories, it's pretty moving to read them and see the actual people. a very, very long list. Goes on and on and on. Occasionally you see little poppies that people have put down, or some people blue tack them next to the names of their relatives, which is nice, but you can just see the sheer number of people that are involved. It's pretty incredible when you see it up close. And there you get to the end. So it snakes around for a very long way. I'm going to go down here and you can see for yourself just how far it goes. And then that will give you an idea of the number of names on there. So that's the end of it down there. You can see the personnel carrier. That's where we walk down to. And that's both sides, all names on each pane of glass. So that's over 60,000 names there. So that is the commemorative walk, and a little bit of Seymour. We always stop at Seymour when we go to Shepparton, just to have a look at the everything around here, because like I say, it's pretty touching. Last time we came it was midwinter and it was freezing, but this time it's warmer. It's about 30 degrees today, so I've got a t-shirt on so you can see it's nowhere near as cold. But last time we were all rugged up with beanies and hats and everything, and it was a very cold day. But that is Seymour, a very nice little town. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the memorial to the Vietnam War and the personnel that went there. So now we are going to head back to the car. We had a quick bite to eat, a little picnic beforehand. Now we're going to go back to the car and continue the journey to Shepparton. So I'll sign off and I'll see you a bit later. Alright, we have arrived at the Windermere. And we have what looks like the presidential suite. It is big. So 1, 2, 3 singles and a queen, a little sofa and a bathroom, which all is very nice. A lot bigger than the room we stayed in last time. A lovely big television. We've got some complimentary water and chips and a couple of Kit Kats, a microwave, bar fridge, wardrobe, and a family waiting to come in, so I better cut for now. But this is the Windermere. It looks very nice. If you're ever in Shepparton, pay it a visit. So everyone, it's about 6:30 now in Shepparton. It's a bit of a hazy night. You can see the sun up there. But we're going to go to the Aussie for a bit of dinner, catch up with some people from the soccer team, and then we'll head back to the room. I will catch you all in the morning. Ciao. Good morning, viewers. Day 2. We're up in Shepparton still. Had a nice feed last night at the Aussie, which was pretty good. Had a bit of a curry there, so that was nice. Today we're off to the soccer game, but as you can see, it's unfortunately not the best weather. It's trying to rain, so we'll hope it stays dry for the match, because I didn't bring a jacket or a sweater or anything, so we'll just hope that the gods look down kindly on us and the rain stays away. So we will check out. Everyone's a bit busy checking out now, because I think there's a few tournaments on in Shepparton this weekend. There's a lot of soccer, there's some basketball as well, I think, and there was also a military event on. I'm not sure what that was, but I'll find out a bit more and let you know. So after we are checking out here, we will go to the soccer grounds. I'm marshalling today, which hopefully will be okay, because Shepparton are a nice club, but sometimes parents just cannot control their behaviour and get a bit feisty, so hopefully that will go as well. I'm sure it will. And then we commence our journey back to Melbourne. I think kick-off's at 11:45, so we'll probably leave Shepparton about 2 and get back to Melbourne 5:30ish. So that's the plans for the day, and I will come back to you a bit later on. Alright, so here we are, Shepparton Football Stadium. That's the main pitch, but we're not playing on there because apparently the council have booked it out for a 5 o'clock game, and they've booked it for the entire day. This is the second pitch which we're going to be on. So it's a few minutes till kick-off. Hopefully the boys do well and get a win, 3 points, but we'll just wait and see, and hopefully we'll have a good game. So I'll catch you after the game. So here come the team now behind me. The weather's a bit wet and rainy though, so we'll see how we go. Half time at Shepparton. It's Shepparton 1, Mornington 0. Bit of a disappointing first half. The goal came from a keeper error that probably shouldn't have happened. Mornington have had quite a few chances, but so far I haven't taken any of them. So the referee has not been the best. He didn't give a clear penalty. I don't know, when someone grabs you by the ankle and pulls you down in the box, that it's not a penalty, but that's not for me. That's his decision, and he chose not to give it. But hopefully they come out, get a quick equaliser, and then we're straight back in it for the rest of the second half. So at half time it's Shepparton 1, Mornington 0, but I'll come back to you with more later on. Okay, full time. It finished Shepparton 1, Mornington 1. So overall a fairly good game. Got a bit heated towards the end with a few people being cross at the referee, but overall probably a fair result. And now we are going to quickly use the facilities, and then we're going to head back to Melbourne, but it's not going to be a very nice drive because it's wet and drizzly and windy. So anyway, we'll make the best of it. Might even get a kebab as we leave Shep. A lot of good kebab shops in Shepparton. So I will sign off now, and we will catch you later on. Well, we are home. It took us 3 hours with the rain, but we made it safely home, which is the main thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was just a quick one. We saw a bit of the Vietnam stuff in Seymour, and then a tiny bit of the soccer in Shep. But the main thing is we had a fun weekend. Hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, please give it a thumbs up as it helps. But if not, don't worry, we'll see you in the next one. So until then, be kind to everyone, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.